This is the rear hub assembly, half shaft, trailing arm off of my 66 Corvette, and I'm going to be doing a disassembly on the entire thing today. Now, what I'm going to do, you could also do with this still in the car, but since I'm rebuilding the car and I've got these parts out, it's a lot easier and I'll have better access right here on the bench. First thing I'm going to do is remove this half shaft here. Now, I've got to drive this spindle out of here. There's a couple of bearings on either side of it in this hub unit. And the only way to get these out really is to just knock them out of there. They make a tool that threads on here and then bottoms out right on the end of the spindle there. But I don't have one of those tools. But what I do have is a 3/4 inch 6-point impact socket. So that'll fit right on there, and then when I hammer on this, it will put all the force right on the end of the spindle. That's about the only way to get these off. You never know how much it's going to take, but this guy here becomes your friend. And I can see already it's coming out. This was right up against these brake shoes almost. Now I've got all 3/16 of an inch space there. Now I've got about 5/16 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. So just got to keep whacking on it. Coming. Okay. There's a little spacer right here with a shim. So I'm going to be replacing these bearings. And with the new bearings, I may need a different thickness shim, but I'll hang on to both of those for now. With the spindle out of there, now I have access to these nuts here, and that'll let this come apart here. This bolt here I got to take out. That's just a little locking mechanism. The tabs fold over the bolt to keep it from unscrewing. And this comes off. A little WD-40 holes. So not too bad. This one is the passenger side. So now what I can do is get all these parts cleaned up. I can knock the seal out of here. I need to take this little cover off first though. I'll get some WD-40 soaking on that. And if you see in the inside here, there's a little space. That's where you punch at, right here, right up here. Okay, this piece is ready to get all cleaned up now. Okay, this is a bearing separator, and as I squeeze it together, it's supposed to go between the bearing and the shaft that it's on, and we'll force it out because these inner edges here are tapered. So let's see if this will maybe get this bearing started off of here. Okay, that's as far as I can go with this thing. Okay, I couldn't go any further tightening this up because the inner part of my jaws here were hitting this shaft. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of bolts in here. I've got some little spacers I'll put right there. This is the seal. Everything's pretty well disassembled now. I've still got to take these brake shoes off of here, and I need to get the U-joints out of this half shaft. Got all these parts cleaned up now. I bead blasted them. Now I'm going to spray them with a self-etching primer, and then when that dries, I'll put some semi-gloss black on them. And I'm ready to start putting this back together now. All the parts have been thoroughly cleaned and painted up. You notice that I did not get any paint inside these areas where the bearing races have to get pressed in, nor did I get paint in these areas where the U-joints get pressed in. I've got new bearings, new seals, new brake shoes for the parking brakes, new washers for these rear spindles. Let me show you this washer here. You can see it's full of little cracks all the way around it. So I've got new ones to replace that. Got new U-joints for the half shaft here.